I would love to tell you that I've always wanted to be a romance writer, but that's not true. I've always been a big reader. I can't remember not ever reading. I always had my head in a book. In fact, you could not punish me when I was a child because, you sending me to my room and I could read. My parents actually started sending me to the bathroom, so I started hiding books there and I would curl up in the tub with all the towels. But I couldn't be a writer because I had it in my head that to be a writer, you had to live in France, wear turtlenecks, and smoke Gauloise cigarettes. I can't wear turtlenecks. I'm convinced I was hanged in a previous life. I don't speak French very well, and I've never smoked. So my writing career was obviously dashed before it even began. So I decided to be practical in my college education and study accounting. So I was happily going along in my accounting classes, and I saw this brochure for an adult education center, a thing where they do aerobics and cake decorating and how to train your dog. They had a class on how to write a romance novel, and I loved romance. I've been reading romance since I was about 13, and I discovered Harlequin Presents, the stash my best friend's mother had in her basement. It was fabulous. So I started taking the class, and about 4 weeks in, I thought, this is what I want to do. More than that, this is what I was meant to do. But there I was, almost finished with my accounting degree, and I didn't really know any writers, and could I make it as a writer? So I did both. I continued with accounting, and I studied writing, and I submitted and got rejected and submitted and got rejected. It was quite the cycle. I submitted to Harlequin Presents, my first one true love in the writing world. So many times they asked me to stop submitting. And then I got close to graduation, and I was taking the CPA review course. I was within a few weeks of graduating, and I realized I was crazy. I didn't want to be an accountant. I wanted to be a writer. I walked out of the CPA review course and went home and really thought about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So I decided to take the risk, which meant calling my recruiter, who was a very nice man, who had given me a job with benefits and paid vacation. So how was I supposed to say, oh, just kidding, I want to be a romance writer? But I gathered my courage, I called him up, and I really expected him to either get mad or make fun of me. So after I told him what I wanted to do, there was a very long pause, and he said, I write fantasy, and I've never had the courage to do anything with it. I will give you 2 years, because you won't forget enough in 2 years that I can't hire you again. And go forth and write. And so I did. That was May of 1990. I sold my first book in August of 1990, and I called him 2 years later and said, I've sold like 8 books. I'm not coming back. And he said, good for you. Send me a copy of your first book. And that was it. I was a romance writer. I love writing my books so much. I just have a great time with these characters. Even when they're annoying, they're fun to be with. One of the best questions I get asked all the time is, why are the guys good looking? And I would just like to say for the record, I have to live with this person in my head for 2 to 3 months, and we have sex. It is by choice they're attractive. I know that makes me shallow, but I'm just gonna go with it because we're in a relationship. It's them, the couple, and it's me. I'm there too. I'm participating. So that's the reason the guys are always good looking. I'll accept the shallow label because of that. I love writing my books. I love what I do. I love the characters, the setting, the twists, the turns. If you're crying, I probably cried when I wrote it. If you're squirming, I probably squirmed too. I hope you give the books a try, and I hope you love them as much as I do.